What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of the DUDEPOOL Gamescast. I'm the man they call Nick James. You can call me the Dude250. That's my handle on PlayStation and on Steam. Feel free to add me up. This here is my main man, my best friend in life, and my heterosexual life mate. They call him Aliens Exist on the PlayStation and on Steam and whatever else. Actually, I think he's Chet Manley on Steam. But
Chet Manley.
Yeah, Chet Manley. And his real name is Taylor Sager, the video game Schwarzenegger. And we're the DUDEPOOL crew. This is the DUDEPOOL Gamescast. Just a couple of friends that hang out and play video games all the time. Love to discuss them and discuss ones we have yet to play because they're not out. Every now and again, we might even venture off onto other topics such as comic books or movies or whatever the fuck else we feel like talking about. We have no limits. None. Correct.
That is correct.
That is correct. Today, we're talking about a game that's not out yet. Not out for a while. Mm-hmm. But it's piqued my interest as of late. Because I don't know. It looks fucking cool to me. It looks different.
Yep.
And as I've said in previous episodes, I like different sorts of games. Or at least ones that have been away for a while.
Or have rape in them?
Yeah, no rape. Unless it's like the good kind of rape. That's going to come off bad, but not, you know what? No good kind of rape. Don't like rape. Fuck it.
Cool.
Thanks for derailing me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's all good. Anyway, today we're talking about For Honor.
We are.
And you can't talk about honor and rape.
Nope.
So that's not something we're about to do.
That's not honorable.
No, it's not For Honor at all. That's not even to honor. That's no honor. That's zero honor, not four.
Yeah, it's negative.
That's
for
negative
honor.
for honor.
Yeah.
Rape. Anyway, I've said that way too many times in the first 30
just
seconds
throw
of
that
this
in
fucking episode. For Honor is a game, if you don't know about it, I think it's a heavily multiplayer focused because the E3 presentation, not this one, 2015's E3, they came out and showed nothing but multiplayer, and it looked fucking cool. And then this year they spent time talking about single player. Which to me tells me that their initial thing was, I want people to know about multiplayer more than this single player campaign that we're building. Let's have a year's worth of people thinking about the multiplayer. And then they started talking about this. There is a single player too. Check this out. So they could show something new. But the multiplayer is what intrigues me because it looks like a different type of multiplayer. It's not your standard shooter. If you don't know anything about the game, here's the basis. The rundown is it's Vikings versus samurai versus medieval knights.
What the fuck?
Right? The trifecta of fucking dopeness.
Yeah.
And they got awesome ass weapons and crazy ass shit like that. And it looks like it looks like, at least in the multiplayer aspect, it'll be, I think it's 5-person teams, 5 or 6 people teams. And it's only one versus the other. So there are probably other modes they haven't talked about where it's all 3 factions against all.
Yeah, I've only seen one against the other.
But yeah, it's either Vikings versus samurais, Vikings versus knights, and so on and so forth. And how it works is it's 6v6, I think, and a whole whackload of AI. So think samurai warriors or dynasty warriors where you're just killing multiple people, right? But then you come against players and you have to you'll have a little circle underneath your character, and whichever way you have to guess which way they're blocking, whether it's back, forward, left, or right, or whatever, right?
Yeah,
with the right stick. Yeah. And you're like trying to block their moves and counter them like rock, paper, scissors style, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have to, if they're blocking that way, you got to attack that way. And and it looks pretty gruesome and fucking cool. And they're just killing thwashes of enemies. I think thwash is a word if it's not, I made it up.
Yeah, it's the best word to describe it.
Oh, you thwash the fuck out of people, man. They get thwashed. So thwashed.
Yeah, it's a thwashing.
It's a big thwashing. And then... yeah, I don't know, but how cool does that sound? Like, that's just an awesome concept. And the guy that always talks about the game is this fucking big-ass beard, and he comes out with a cane and a limp. And I'm like, dude, you're a rock star. He's metal as fuck. And I'm like,
Is this in the game or in
No,
real life?
this is like every presentation. He's the dude. I think he's the lead developer. And he's one of the coolest PR guys. But I look at that guy, and I'm like, I can picture the board meeting already. He was baked as shit with at least 2 to 3 beers in him. And he's like, guys, man, samurais.
Vikings.
They're fighting Vikings, right?
Knights.
And then these fucking knights come in. Yeah! And then they built a game. And I was like, that's fucking dope. It just looks fun.
Yeah.
It looks fun. I don't need a concept behind something silly like that. It's like Cowboys versus Aliens, you know? It's like, okay, cool, do it.
Yeah, pirates and ninjas.
Yeah, dude, just something super dope like that. And then like there's environmental kills they were showing off too.
Yep.
Like he was front kicking them into like beds of spikes and crazy shit like
Tossing
that.
people off of the ramparts.
Yeah, and it looked just like straight up combat, and you're killing lots of shit.
Yeah.
This is the multiplayer I'm still kind of focused on, and what I'm interested in though is it just a standard deathmatch, or are there objective based things where you have to capture different points?
Because I would imagine there's going to be different game modes.
They showed off some interesting stuff in the single player.
Like, definitely, yeah.
Like little parts where he had to like fight his way to a wall and then set up a ladder and then climb up the ladder and shit like that. I'm wondering if stuff like that will work its way into the multiplayer as well.
Right.
You know, you have to fight, or like one team is
Objective
defending
points.
and the other team is like having to attack up to this point, and then maybe they get to the checkpoint and they get up to the wall and then they have to climb up. Then
you can like sneak around the back.
Yeah.
Put a ladder up on the backside.
Yep. I'd like there to be environmental weapons as well. Like I'd like there to be catapults that maybe you can go up and
ballistas,
just and ballistas and all that kind of shit.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, it just looks fun to me.
Yeah, it does.
It looks really fun.
It does look like a pretty screaming good time.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
It reminds me of, I would like, not in terms of gameplay or style or anything like that, but Doom. I saw the trailers for Doom and the gameplay of Doom, and I was like, I don't need a story. It just looks so much fun to kill people in that game and to just go off. Like, it looks fun.
Yeah. It looks like there's a bunch of different skins, I guess. I think you still get the same skills and stuff like that regardless, but there's a bunch of different skins for each style or whatever.
You can be a guy or a girl.
You can be female or male for all of them. Female samurai, female knights.
Female Viking!
Yeah. I think that's the only thing that actually ever really happened.
Yeah, probably.
But you fight, you kill each other. The story looks great. I like how they have like the mini bosses essentially, which would be, I guess, like the other players in a multiplayer game.
Exactly.
And then you have to fight those big motherfuckers and all those little tiny dudes at the same time.
Looked super cool.
I like that stuff. Yeah, I like all the little kill animations and everything like that. It looks like Dynasty Warriors, but a Dynasty Warriors I would actually want to play because
I'm so tired of Dynasty Warriors, but also because they try to throw story in there that never ends up making sense, and it's just ridiculous. And
it's pretty
it's
weird.
Weightless. Like the gameplay is weightless in Dynasty Warriors, where you use a giant spear and you're like, when there goes 50 guys flying into the air, and you're like, whatever. It looked cool when I was 12, and now it's just kind of boring as shit.
Yeah.
This looks like it's very weighty. Like the knights have this giant fucking sword, and they'll just sit there and like bash you in the face with the butt of it, and the guy does a full on animation where he's like, "Oh fuck," and blood flies out. It looks very, as we keep saying Dynasty Warriors, but the combat looks very one-on-one ish with people all around.
Yeah.
Even when he was fighting a bunch of AI, he was going at it one at a time with them, and they were kind of waiting to jump in there.
That's true.
And say what you will, but I think that gives a bit more weight to the combat because you can play out animations like that where he's slowly got this lumbering sword and it comes down and goes into that guy's shoulder and he's just like and then he like kicks him off his fucking sword and then goes to the next guy.
Yeah, and another thing that they showed off was that you can fake them out with those big long attacks as well. You can cancel them mid go and then go with like a shorter one or a block or whatever.
And that's the big difference between this and Dynasty Warriors, and also with the right stick, which way to block and shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's Dynasty Warriors was a button mash.
Yeah.
This looks like there's actually a little bit of skill involved.
Yeah, especially...
Or at least gameplay mechanics that aren't just fucking...
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be similar to like Batman when you're fighting the smaller guys. Like you're just going to kind of rock through them like they're kind of nothing.
Sort of, yes. But you also have to block those attacks, right? So you have to guess which way they're going to attack still. Whereas Batman, you just
you just hit triangle. Yeah, you counter and then you kick him in the nuts a couple times or whatever. Yeah, it seems like that's going to be pretty easy though to get through those guys. But the bigger guys it looked like a fucking challenge.
They're like mini boss fights, and then they're going to have like big boss fights, which is super cool. Super cool. I wonder what kind of a tale they're going to intertwine to make the three of those factions come at each other.
Yeah, I don't know. From what I saw for the Viking one, or anyway, it's just like Vikings. Yeah, they get kicked from their home essentially, and they go to to Japan for somehow, and they want to raid them and like make a foothold in Japan and make a life there for themselves. So they take that first castle, which is what is shown in the E3 trailer.
Cool.
And I think that's you make your way across Japan that way.
And then Japan calls England and they're like, we need our knight homies.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I think England and Vikings are attacking, at least in the story, I think.
Yeah?
I think they're attacking each other like over in their own thing. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do Japanese and England fighting each other.
I wonder what kind of a story they're going to tell there and whether it's going to be even at all engaging. If it is, that'll be a big surprise for me. I'm not expecting much out of the story. Because the game, it looks like it's, especially because they showed the multiplayer first, they focused primarily on the gameplay.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
And all the narration and stuff like that and the whole story is all pretty vague because, like I said, you can be male or female. So
it has to be vague.
They don't have any names for the characters. Right. They don't have all of the talk about them.
You are samurai.
Is very ambiguous, yeah.
You are a Viking.
You are a knight, yeah. And
you are a knight.
And
those
I think
all the appropriate
everything
accents.
that your character says is all exactly the same, regardless of what skin you choose and all that kind of stuff. It's all just kind of your own preference. But the story, I mean, I don't think it's going to be anything to write home about. But I think the gameplay is going to be where this game shines, and hopefully the multiplayer as well.
Yeah, I think it looks fun. It looks different. Not necessarily different. It just looks like something that hasn't been around in a while in a world of third-person and first-person shooters predominantly.
Yeah. One thing that I would love to see in the multiplayer at least would be kind of like a Rainbow Six Siege sort of element where you get different characters.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So like the knights have
different classes,
named
almost.
Characters that have their own sort of different play style and different sort of special attacks or whatever. Or different.
That'd be really cool. They haven't showed off anything like that. Everybody's kind of had the same weapon.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. I never thought of that. That would really, really add to some longevity and diversity.
Yeah, especially if you've only got 5 people on each team, right?
Yeah,
because then you're like, you could have one guy who's just like really shitty against one of the other guys, you know, and that kind of stuff. And if you see them on the battlefield, you're just like, fuck that. Get me the fuck out of here. You had to run the other way kind of thing.
Or even if you could just be an archer sitting in the background, fucking arcing shots over a wall.
That would be super cool.
That would be super neat, yeah.
Yeah. They haven't shown the multiplayer off this year, so I wonder if they're maybe going back in and changing it out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Some stuff to it. But they definitely were pretty dark on that this year, so
yep.
It would be nice. It'd be nice to see some cool.
I still want to say that's their main focus.
I think it's going to be as well, but I think they had to take some time out to at least talk about the single player.
Yeah.
I don't think the Division did very well being a solely multiplayer game. So
I don't think you can compare the two.
No,
I think it did fine. I don't.
Well, I mean, it sold a fuck ton. Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, they definitely made their money.
It pulled
back
a Destiny, is what it did.
That's exactly what it did.
But except the difference is Destiny still kept a handful of people because the PvP was so fun. But I shouldn't say a handful. They kept a lot of people.
Yeah,
and then they kept releasing DLC packs. But this is
Division
just died.
Yeah, I think they lost something like 90% of their active
user base. Yeah,
their users. Yeah. But that's the Division. This is for Honor. I hope they don't make that same mistake and give us just basically
it's not trying to be an MMO. It's trying to be,
it's an online multiplayer.
I think they said they're going to be short 5-minute rounds. Multiplayer.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Fun.
I couldn't imagine
PvP.
playing for much longer than that, honestly.
Who knows?
In each round. But it'd be cool, like you said.
It depends on the game modes, right?
Yeah,
it really does. Like if there's attack and defend modes, if there's capture the points, if there's all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Storm the gates.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see what kind of strategies you can come up with in a game like that because it's a bit different. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think it's going to compete with like Overwatch for my multiplayer of the year or whatever like that. But
no, it's certainly going to be a different style. I mean,
that's just it. It's different, so it's exciting me. Like it's a different style than what I've been playing for the last few years. It reminds me a little bit of, like I said, Dynasty Warriors, just with how many characters are on screen with AIs and only a few like players on the screen.
Right.
But I've never played Dynasty Warriors online against other people.
No, I never did any of that either.
I don't think they do they?
I think there was an online element.
Yeah?
Yep. I'm
probably
pretty sure.
Sucked.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the greatest. I can put that out there. But
probably sucked.
I never tried it, so I don't really know.
Me neither. Probably sucked.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, I think that game comes out this year, doesn't it? Or is that 2017?
Don't know.
Don't know.
I can look.
Let's check it.
Let's look.
Yeah. Because I mean, if it doesn't come out this year, I mean, I think the only game that they have coming out now is Steep.
February 14th, 2017.
Oh, that's right. I knew that. Yeah, the Valentine's Day game.
That's right. Well, I don't know, when's Ghost Recon come out?
I think that's 2017
It could probably come out right now because it looks like shit, and I don't think it's going to get any better.
It does look pretty crappy, yeah. I think that's going to be 2017. I think
I'm excited for Steep, but anyway, that's a different game.
It is.
Fucking Ubisoft. They got a lot of... at least, you say what you will about them, but they do every now and again come out with some pretty interesting stuff. That For Honor's different. Steep is very different. How many skiing games are out there?
Yeah, that's true.
As an avid skier.
Wingsuit games, true.
Well, the SSX had wingsuit.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. No skis.
Far Cry.
How do you build a snowboarding game and think, you know what we need? Wingsuits, not skis.
Yep.
That's the next logical step. Fuck you. How about that?
That's what I would do.
Fuck you. How about that? I'm a skier. I'm a savage skier.
And now you can
do what I do.
Play Steep.
I'm going to play Steep. And rest in peace to the lady that died.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
That's pretty shitty.
Yep, that's pretty crazy.
Very shitty hearts and thoughts go out
to
all of those people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much else to say on For Honor, to be honest with you, other than I'm digging the looks of it very, very much. And the concept is just, it looks so stoner dumbness to me that I love. Just that one guy that comes out with the cane. I don't know his name, unfortunately. I'll show him to you later, but he is amazing. He comes out and he's just like, bros.
Good old Caney Joe.
You guys like Vikings? Who doesn't? You guys like samurais? Yeah. Knights are pretty cool too, right? What if they fucking fought each other? Sold. You sold me right there, bud. Done. Let's do that. For Honor. Absolutely.
DUDEPOOL approved.
DUDEPOOL approved. For Honor. If you like the looks of For Honor, or you don't, and you think we're stupid, make sure you let us know in the comments. Unless you think we're stupid, then fuck off. Still leave a comment. I love the hate. Make sure you check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/officialdudepoolgaming, our Twitter at dudepoolgaming, and hit the like button, subscribe, all that good shit. I'm tired of doing the rigmarole today. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.